So I really like Noelle, and like a lot of other players, she joined me early on my journey around Tevat.
It's quite hard to come
She
by.
helped me
Well
through it
then,
all
amuse me.
as a shield bot, until I got Layla, who was a more reliable shielder. But Noelle still had a spot on Ning Wang's team, until I got Zhongli, who is a more reliable shielder. Noelle was effectively benched. Of course, the issue isn't that Noelle is a bad character. She just wasn't designed to be a dedicated shielder.
As
Noelle
a
can be a
dutiful maid
formidable
would.
on-field damage dealer with her burst sweeping time that infuses her normal attacks with Geo and gives her a pretty substantial attack buff based on her max defense. This buff also gets a lot bigger with her 6th constellation.
As a dutiful maid would.
Not to mention having a pretty handy party-wide healing and a tanky shield. So today I take my shield bot Noelle and make her the DPS that she was always meant to be. First things first, Noelle's build. Currently Noelle is at level 86 and has 953 attack, 2,751 defense, 47% crit rate, and 130% crit damage, with 118% energy recharge. Her weapon is the craftable White Blind, but it is not fully leveled. She is on a 4-piece husk of opulent dreams, and she is using a defense sans and goblet. She is at C6, and her talents are 6, 12, and 11. This isn't too bad of a start, but we will need to level some stuff. I started with her weapon, getting it to level 90. For her artifacts, I'm gonna stick with the 4-piece Husk of Opulent Dream. The Mara Chose's Hunter 4-piece set is a good option for teams that have Farina, but I still don't have Farina. I also leveled Noelle's talents and got her to level 90. Noelle now has 1,112 attack, 2,992 defense, 53% crit rate, and 130% crit damage, with 128% energy recharge. She is on a full 4-piece Husk of Opulent Dreams. Her talents are now 9, 12, and 12. I don't think this is too bad, but I see one major issue: energy recharge. As I mentioned earlier, the majority of Noelle's damage comes from her elemental burst and sweeping time, which infuses her normal attacks with Geo and gives her a pretty huge attack boost based on her max defense. But if you can't keep her burst up, she loses out on a lot of this damage. This is made worse by Noelle's elemental skill, since it doesn't generate any elemental particles. Of course, that is what a team is for. Noelle has a lot of really good teammates, and one of those is Goro. When it comes to a defense scaling Geo team, Goro is probably one of the best options. He provides a lot of value with a reasonable defense buff, resistance to interruption, and Geo damage bonus. But these buffs will depend on the number of Geo party members. I think I might also use Albedo. Albedo's elemental skill can generate Geo particles when he's not on the field, meaning he should be a pretty good Geo battery for the team. Of course, the main issue with using these two is that they are currently unleveled. I brought them both up to the 4th Ascension level. Ideally, we would want to go a bit higher, but this should be fine for now. For Goro's build, I stole Fischl's Favonius Warbow and gave him 2-piece Husk and 2 Emblem. But I did switch to a 4-piece Exile set. The Exile set regenerates energy for the rest of the party when Goro uses his Elemental Burst. I leveled Goro's skill to the max it can go at the 4th Ascension. I gave Albedo a Favonius sword. I wasn't sure which artifacts to use, but I decided to go with 4-piece Tenacity. This set will buff attack and shield strength when an elemental skill hits an enemy. I wasn't too concerned about leveling his talents, so they are all still at level 1. With these 3, we have the main team, and we have one flex spot. In theory, I can put pretty much any support or off-field DPS here, but I think I'm going to start with Zhongli. Zhongli can provide a lot more energy, and he is also built with a Favonius lamp. Considering this team now has 3 Favonius weapons, it might be a bit much, but I think it will probably be a pretty good baseline. But there is only one way to know, so we need to test it out. Since ER is the problem here, we can't just run up to the Reggie spine and hit it with everything we have. It will die before the second rotation. So I need a place where ER is actually important. Yes, we are going to do a bit of the Spiral Abyss to test out our characters. I am going to floor 11 today because floor 12 scares me. I started the chamber with Zhongli, who used his skill and burst. This was followed by Albedo, who placed down his skill. Next, I switched to Goro and used his burst and skill. Finally, I switched to Noelle. I made sure to use a few normal attacks to get a few stacks on the white blind passive that buffs defense and attack. After using Noelle's burst, Noelle hit for a pretty decent 50,000 damage. The second rotation was the same as the first, but Noelle's burst was still up from the last rotation. While her burst wasn't actually ready on cooldown, the extra burst duration from her C6 did allow us to have full uptime on her burst. This time Noelle had more stacks on the weapon passive, and she was able to hit a pretty substantial 61,000. In the second chamber of floor 11 is where we started having energy issues. Noelle's and Goro's bursts were not ready. But after we got everything up, Noelle did have a pretty cool 73,000 against the Pyro Bird. I am pretty happy with Noelle's damage so far, since her supports are a little under-leveled. Leveling them would improve our damage. Noelle and Goro are both having some energy issues, and I would like to fix that, but this video has gone on pretty long, so that's gonna have to wait for now. As always, I would like to thank you so much for watching. I worked really hard on these videos, so if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers before the end of this year, so if you like nerdy things, you'll probably like it here. Anyways, I would like to thank you so much again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. And with that, I say bye-bye.